In the aftermath of Hurricane Milton.
This is the first time we've seen it this bad where it's destroyed everything like this.
The deadly storm flooding streets, knocking out power for millions in Florida and spawning a historic tornado outbreak.
But amid the destruction, there is hope.
Thankfully, this was not the worst case scenario.
As cleanup begins, officials sharing a message to those who rushed to Georgia to escape.
Do not be in a hurry.
Tonight, how those in our state are helping with Florida's recovery, plus the journey home. Well, tonight, at least a dozen people are confirmed dead after that monstrous storm, Hurricane Milton, slammed into Florida.
It has been nearly 24 hours since Milton made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane. The storm hitting just 13 days after Helene ravaged the state. You're looking at new video right now just coming into our newsroom with the power of Milton as it hit Sarasota, Florida last night. And right now, FEMA is on the ground assessing the extensive damage. Tonight, we have team coverage both from Florida and here in Georgia as evacuees in our state consider their next steps. But we want to begin tonight with NBC's Jay Gray live for us in Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah, and look, this is our first look at an area that was really hit hard at initial landfall. This was one of the strike points, about 80 miles south, so on the dirty side of this storm from landfall. You can see what it did to the resort here, ripped it apart. I mean, ripped through the fence, pulled up trees, scattered tables and chairs. And this is a long beach, so it had a long way to go, and it didn't stop here. It continued to push in onto the roadway here, sand covering everything, so it carried sand with it, and debris is scattered across this barrier island. It's the same picture for miles and miles across the state really right now. We know millions still without power at this point. You talked about the tornadoes. They have done severe damage as well. Here, they've started allowing people to come back in, and not a ton have. Fortunately, a lot of people evacuated from this area and are waiting, as you talked about earlier, to move in this way. But what they're going to find is not damage as severe as Ian 2 years ago, which really ravaged this island and the entire region, but still enough damage that it has made a difference in a place, in an area that is so tired, so fatigued, so frustrated with just storm after storm after storm. 6 named storms in the last 7 years across Florida.
Our heart goes out to them, Jay. You know, the big relief tonight is the storm surge. We know that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says that it wasn't as bad as it could have been, right?
No, it wasn't nearly as bad as some of the forecasts indicated. It did still cause some problems, though, Ron. I can tell you, I went in about 4 blocks away from the beach here, and this is a community with canals going out to the bay as well. But there was 2 feet in some areas, the watermark on some of the homes here. So it did push in, but not nearly to the level that had been feared across the initial strike zone. We're still seeing some storm surge on the eastern side of the peninsula as well. So this was a massive system, and it definitely left a mark.
All right, Jay Gray for us tonight, sir. We really appreciate that coverage. By the way, the coverage of Milton's impact